sound kind of like a smoker.
You're fine.
Sorry about it. Ooh. Wow. Refreshing. Now it's annoying.
You know why? You know why I'm doing that?
Because our beloved Crowder's off the air.
Yeah, because Crowder got banned. Or suspended. I don't know. It's all the same.
All of it.
But yeah, I had to do it. Start
In
the
his
show.
honor.
In memorandum. Memorandum for the dude. I'm sorry. Watch him on the Blaze.
He's not dead.
He's not dead, but
Dead
to
to
YouTube
the
he is.
internet.
Yeah. dead to YouTube. Should we start the show?
Let's go.
Hello, and welcome to the Strive Nation podcast, where we talk about the monotony of daily life, but that's okay, because sometimes that's exactly what you need in this crazy world. My name is Cory Estreen, and I'm joined with my constant co-host, Taylor Huff. How are you doing today, Taylor?
I'm doing great.
Yeah?
I'm trying not to cough.
Yeah, it's beautiful, guys. She is having a rough go for a week. We've been late on the recording just because she's trying to rest her voice.
My voice sounds really good right now, but like a week ago, it sounded like this. And people ran away from me because they thought I had the vid.
Yeah, bro. Everyone thinks she has COVID because her voice is horrendous.
Yeah, it's bad. Like everyone looks at me, hears me talk, and then they just slowly back away. I'm like, I promise I don't have COVID.
Yeah, so we apologize. Hopefully we can muster through it this episode. Today, we got your monthly scoop.
Yeah.
Which we are going to talk about all kinds of stuff, including Joe Biden, border crisis, shootings, all kinds of stuff, including more cancel culture. Sounds good.
Always cancel culture.
Yeah. But first.
Upvotes and downvotes.
Upvotes and downvotes. But before we do upvotes and downvotes, remember to go on all our social media links. That's Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Go follow, like, and subscribe on all of them at Strive Nation Pod. Yeah, tell us what you think. Comment, guys. Comment.
Yes.
And remember also for you YouTube people that like to listen to things on YouTube, we do have a live premiere every other Wednesday when our episodes launch. So go over there, give us a like, and join us in the chat. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What is your upvote?
So my baby sister came to Nashville. She's in the teens. She's an angsty emo teenager. She came to Nashville and we had a whole bunch of fun.
I thought we had a bunch of fun.
We did a bunch of things. We ate all the food. I dumped a snow cone on a table. It was a good time.
Yeah, and that's not like a normal snow cone either. I thought it was going to be an actual snow cone.
No. There's this place here called Cotton and Snow, and they make epic snow cones where it's a snow cone, like in the middle is ice cream, and then there's whipped cream, and then sometimes you can order it with cotton candy on top.
Yeah, that is not what I pictured when it came to snow cone. I'm like traditional, hey, it's ice with sugary, food coloring type stuff.
Well, that's in there.
Yeah, but it didn't look like a normal snow cone, like from a what do they call those? Not a festival, with like
shaved ice.
Yeah, like shaved ice. But where do you go when you go to like the county fair? That's what I'm.
That's what you're struggling
that's what I was
to
trying
think
to.
of?
I was like festival.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
the
no,
fair.
that's what I thought of. The food coloring snow cones, where your mouth gets all, stained blue.
Well, we got the coffee flavor, that's why.
Yeah, I mean it looked good,
It was
but I was
delicious.
expecting something entirely different.
Yeah. We went to a chocolate shop. Not like your normal chocolate shop. It was like a bougie hipstery cacao shop.
Very nice.
We got a pretzel dipped in chocolate and I had a cacao latte. It was good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you had fun? She had a good time?
Had lots of fun. Spent lots of money.
Yeah, well.
We'll do it when my bank account
as you
recovers.
Do. That's Nashville, and now that we are getting out of COVID, expect more of that.
Yeah, it was busy. It was awesome. What's your upvote, sir?
Well, my upvote, to piggyback on top of your little sister joining us here in Nashville, was Pins Mechanical. It is basically a arcade bar that also has duck pin bowling and lots of drinking, because as you do.
Mm-hmm.
It was super fun. I loved it. It was great.
It was so cool.
Yeah, and most of the games are free. I mean, some of them are paid, but Pac-Man, Dig Dug, all that stuff, including Super Mario, a crazy amount of arcade games, pinball games.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Nice hangout place. I'd love to go back.
Oh, yeah. Super cool. They have yard games, too.
Yeah.
When it's nice out.
Right. Unfortunately, it's been raining here like crazy. On top of that, to talk about the flood.
Top of that, the floods.
Yeah, so we've been getting a lot of rain here. I mean, I don't know the rest of the U.S., but it's been raining here in Nash like literally every day, and not just a little bit. We've been getting hail, like downpouring of torrential hail. It has been nuts.
We got almost 6 inches of rain.
6 inches of rain. Well, and here's another thing, is it's kind of mirrored closely to what the 2010 Nashville flood was. If anyone wants to see it, go and Google Nashville flood. You will see horrible Broadway flooding. All the buildings were just underwater. We had close to that, but thankfully the National Guard opened up all the spillways in time to get all that water out of here.
Yeah.
But it has been raining a lot, people.
I heard some bad news today.
Yeah.
So Sutler Saloon.
Yeah.
We've posted on our Instagram about them.
Yeah.
They were affected by the floods and they're closed indefinitely.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I saw pictures. The entire place was flooded.
Can't catch a break.
I know. It's sad. And we get more rain tonight and tomorrow, so we'll see what happens.
Do I have to ask you what your downvote is?
No. Obviously, it's losing my voice because I haven't been able to talk at all. This is the best it sounded, which is fantastic. But no, losing your voice sucks, especially when you work in retail and customer service. And you're supposed to be this bright, chipper, cool girl. And you sound like a chain-smoking grandma from, like, 1965.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm just glad it's coming back at all, because for a while there, I was pretty convinced that you weren't going to have a voice ever again, like Ariel, like stolen.
What?
Yeah,
No.
it took like a week for even a hint to come back. It wasn't like a day or two. It was like this whole week. I'm just like, okay, my fiance is never gonna have a voice again. It's fine. I have to go, sell my soul to Ursula in order to get it back.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah, but it has been rough. It has been rough, but that's okay because I can make all the chain smoking and dick sucking jokes I want. So yeah.
Yes.
Yes, she's so excited.
I have no comment.
She's like, no comment.
Let's get to the news, people.
All right. Okay.
Our favorite subject.
We have your monthly scoop. And first on the docket, Joe Biden, because everyone's talking about Joe Biden here. Good and bad. Sleepy Joe. Joe fell up the stairs. Joe fell down the stairs. Joe falls up the stairs. Joe falls down the stairs. Guys.
Jack and Joe went up some stairs and fell together.
Yeah,
Joe stood up and fell again.
Yeah, so apparently he was getting on Air Force One?
He's getting on Air Force One, tripped, got up, tripped again. Then he gets up and then he just says like screw it and then just turns around and salutes everyone.
Yeah. He's like here's to everyone. Here's to everyone watching me. Come on, man.
It's funny.
Yeah, it was I don't know at this point. It's Jim Carrey did a great Joe Biden on SNL. That's what I'm reminded of now. Whenever Joe does something weird, I'm just like, where am I? Come on, man. I can't. Yeah. So he's been fun to watch, especially on his first press conference. Did you see that?
Oh my gosh. His press conference was terrible. It was like you put a 12-year-old up there, but you gave him a bunch of note cards and you're like, look at the note cards. Read from the note cards. And then they get nervous and drop all the note cards and don't know what to say.
Yeah, and then
that was Joe.
And then he's like fumbling around, yeah. Thank God there was nowhere to trip because he would have hit every single step.
Yeah, it was really bad. It was
actually, and to be honest, I'm quite surprised by the reporters. They actually threw some good ones at him, which is surprising to me because it's like, oh, it's not Trump up there. You guys don't have to ask the hard stuff anymore. Yeah. You can just give him super, super softballs because obviously you're very, very, left leaning. But they didn't. They threw a couple that were pretty good. They were going to talk about the kids in cages, and we'll get into that. But yeah, they threw a couple there. He forgot his place a few times. It was really good. They were asking about gun control. There was a bunch of questions about gun control, and they asked him questions, and he was just like, actually, I've been meaning to talk about that, and our infrastructure needs work. Joe, we asked about gun control. Yeah, so about that infrastructure, we need to work on bridges.
Oh my gosh.
Joe, we asked about gun control. Yeah, that's what I said. Bridges. So yeah, I don't understand. He lost his place a bunch. He forgot what he was saying right in the middle. He was talking about I don't even know. He was just talking about something, completely lost his spot and didn't answer the question, kept moving on.
It was confusing.
And the worst part about it is, like, despite all these huge blunders at his first press conference, which what Jen Psaki said it was he's done like 30 or 40 press conferences.
No,
Not
he
true.
hasn't. That's his first press conference.
This is his first one, so I don't know why she would say that.
Yeah, he
Either
also
way,
holds the record for the longest time a president went without his first press conference.
that is true as well. Well, I mean, time is irrelevant to a man who doesn't know where he is half the time. So, yeah, so it was rough, but the media's treatment of him at his first press conference, obviously they were going to dote on him, say how amazing it was. In fact, going over what he had said in the press conference, they completely lied about most of it. Saying he answered a bunch, and they even said things that he didn't say. And I was like, okay.
I wonder if they know that we can also watch this for ourselves.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but
Like, I don't...
Like, he straight up was asked, Joe Biden was asked by a reporter if he would be sending the excess, that sounds weird, but excess children from at the border, you know, because they're extremely overcrowded.
Yeah.
If they were going to be sending them home to their real parents. And he, in the press conference, straight up said that, yes, because they deserve to be with their real parents. And then a lot of the reporters, especially on CNN, were like, no, he wouldn't be sending anyone home, which is a straight up lie according to what he said in the press conference. So I'm like, they're not even really listening to him. They're just giving America all of the sweet answers.
Yeah, it's all just like a show. Like, hey, we put him up there. He answered some things. Like, we'll let the media do our job and tell the people what we wanted to say and didn't.
Yeah, can you imagine just Kamala off to the sideline like, Joe, just read the cards. I wrote the cards out for you. Just read the cards. That's all you got to do.
I feel like she would get frustrated and just walk up there instead and just kind of like push him outside.
Be like, Joe, and he'll be like, no, let me do this.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that was
bad.
fun.
So bad. Kamala is headed to Florida. Did you hear about that?
Kinda. Yeah, what's up?
So it's obviously spring break time. Spring break is a thing this year. People have been cooped up in their houses. So they went to a state that's open and kind of went like batshit crazy, like literally crazy. And we're flipping cars and running through the streets. You showed me a very bad video from Miami.
Yeah, I just don't understand where it's coming from. I mean, I get you're cooped up, but it's like, I've been cooped up for years. Let me, run on the streets and smack a bitch in the face. I
literally think that's what happened. These people just are cooped up for so long and they're just like, F it. I don't know what's going to happen if I'm going to get locked down again. I'm going to go crazy.
Yeah, I don't understand. I watched it. The video I showed you was on Dave Rubin's Twitter.
Yeah.
And it's like, all these black people just beating the crap out of one another. Like ripping each other's clothes off and curb stomping their faces.
Yeah, like outside a club.
What is going on?
I don't know. Miami, it was so bad that they had to put Miami underneath a state of emergency.
Yeah, that is nuts.
And then Kamala's like, I'm going to go to Florida and I'm here to help. And DeSantis is probably like, please don't come here.
He's probably like, fuck.
Like, go home.
He's like, just
go
leave.
away.
We're doing so well here. You didn't have to come.
Oh my God. I mean, besides the crazy spring breakers, they've been doing fantastically well.
Right. Well, it's crazy everywhere now, so.
I know. Florida's sane. Never thought I'd say that before, but.
Right. Well, it's all old people, so how rowdy can they get?
Well, only when the spring breakers show up.
Yeah, when the spring breakers, it gets nuts. Yeah, but Kamala was asked, as she was getting off a plane, she's like, are you going to go to the border? And she laughs. She's like, no.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. And I'm like, okay, so you're not going to go to the border where there's a real crisis. You're going to go to Miami and like, what, Kamala, are you going to get between some like two girls like pulling each other's wigs off? Like, You're going to go help with that?
Yeah, let's go to Miami instead of, because we're getting over 6,000 illegal crossings a day compared to the 800 when Trump was in office towards his last couple months. Why do you think that rises?
Because Biden straight up told people to come to the U.S. And then he's like, oh, wait, not right now. Give us a little bit.
Yeah.
Wink, wink,
yeah,
wink.
he's like, hey, guys, don't come now. Come later when we have more of this under control. Don't come now, but hey, you should come anyway. Like, come one, come all.
It is so stupid. I can't. Like,
Well,
obviously, there's no rules. We're just letting everyone in. And these poor kids.
Yeah,
the
right.
kids in cages that no one wants to freaking talk about.
Right.
But with Trump, terrible person.
Well, that's the optics. It's like, hey, where did the kids in cages come from, Joe? Where did they come from? Because, you know, the kids in cages thing started with Obama. That's why
Yeah.
it was so funny. Everyone nailed Trump for it. Okay, not only do you nail Trump for a policy that he didn't even enact,
Yeah.
and in fact, he reduced because he didn't allow as many crossings. Now you get Joe back in office for something that he started with Obama, and it's, 8 times worse? 8 times worse. And
Yeah.
I feel bad for Texas specifically because a lot of their southern border facilities are at 1,600% capacity.
Yeah. These kids, and it's COVID right now. There's
Right.
no social distancing.
Well,
per
for the kids,
CDC.
I mean, they're not gonna. They're fine.
Well, they're fine with that. It's just like very hypocritical. Like,
Yeah.
we can't kids can't be in school because they need to be social distance, but we can cram kids next to each other in a facility. And then those kids, they're not getting enough food, and they're going 7 days in between showering and bathing.
Well, and it's just also stuff like this now that you have like Joe in office, and you're gonna start seeing all of this leftist rhetoric, all of this, these ideologies and narratives that they're pushing. They're gonna start to see them fall apart, and
Yeah.
it's only been couple months, and you're already seeing them fall apart.
Oh yeah.
You think it's gonna get much worse over the next couple years, especially that they're trying to push all these very, very progressive type of
Agendas.
right
Yeah.
and laws.
Did you see that Ted Cruz went to a facility?
Yeah.
This literally just happened. And did you see what the facility worker was doing to him?
Yeah.
She wouldn't let him take any photos or take any videos. She just kept standing in front of him saying, "Give them common decency. They're not a zoo." And she just kept yelling at him over and over and over again. And he was like, "You give them common decency. Like, give them more room to live."
Right. So they're transferring a whole bunch of children to other places now. I mean, it's bad enough, but it's only going to get worse because you take away ICE off the border, and you remove their ability to basically guard our border.
Yeah.
What do you think's going to happen? I mean, and even it's hilarious because even some of these reporters, they're going up to these people that came over and going, "Hey, like, what was the reason that you came over?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, I came over because Joe Biden, he told us to. And so basically, he's the reason." She's like, "He is the reason?" And he's like, "Yeah, basically." So there's all these reports of these people straight up telling reporters that that's the reason why, is because they knew that Trump wasn't going to be in office anymore,
Yeah, Trump wasn't there to enforce all these rules and policies.
Yeah, so, I don't know.
It's crazy.
Yeah, the media's coverage of the border is funny too. It's like they won't show anything as much as possible.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like it's so double-faced and double standard. I just it gets me. We'll see, guys, though. You'll see.
Eventually, you have to.
I mean, there's pictures out now. You can look
Oh,
at them.
yeah. Well, Ted Cruz went storming in there, so
Right.
you'll see his take on it.
Joe's like, "Don't come in yet. Wait until I, wait. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Wait until I've cleaned it up, and then you can go in there and take videos of everything."
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been fun. So the border crisis is definitely not in a good state.
No.
Much worse.
Yeah.
But that's what they want because they need your vote.
Yeah. They're the good guys.
That's
He's also
fine.
going to take away your guns, so.
Well, why are they doing that? They're taking away guns. They want to take away guns because it's all the good people who have guns. They're the problem.
Oh, yeah.
Because
No.
we've had a lot of shootings.
Yeah, like a ton of shootings. So, obviously, everyone knows about the Atlanta shooting where there was 8 people killed. I know you only hear about 6 of the people, but there was actually 8 people killed. So, this crazy dude, clearly, mentally unstable, whatever the case, he went and shot up a massage parlor. Predominantly Asian people are working there. So, there's 2 white people and 6 Asian people killed by this kid. The kid admitted to the police that he did it because he has a sex addiction And the police told everyone, hey, it's still under investigation, but he's saying it's because he has a sex addiction. That's why he did it. It wasn't racially motivated. But the media decided to say it was racially motivated anyways.
Yeah.
So we're talking about now, stop Asian hate and Asian lives matter.
Yeah, so now we're not doing Black Lives Matter anymore, which everyone got upset about the All Lives Matter thing. Well, now you're taking the All Lives Matter and you're replacing it with Asian Lives Matter, and now no one has a problem with it, which doesn't make any sense to me because, I mean, Asians are one of the most successful demographics we have in the United States.
Oh, by far.
So, and the racism against Asians come from a lot of your progressive agenda. So, but no one talks about that. So exactly what are you trying to stop now when it comes to racism? Because it doesn't make sense.
No, it's completely backwards. Like, you want to talk about being racist against Asians, talk about how it's harder for Asian kids to get into college because they're too smart.
Yeah.
And they make up too much of the demographic of colleges. Like, I think that's racist to not let kids in because their race is too smart.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Meritocracy and competence, man. Attack.
It's so crazy. I'm like, okay, so it's their fault that the Asian community is very strong morals and family and living with family and having like a mother and father in the house and expecting more of their children and teaching them discipline.
Right.
I just think it's crazy. And it wasn't even racially motivated.
Yeah, but that's not the narrative they want to push. It's got to go with the
I
narrative.
know. It's just so stupid. It's the black box Instagram shit all over again. It's all like, AAPI lives matter. We believe you. And like all these people going on their Olivia Mung went like crazy on her Instagram stories.
Yeah, but she's nuts. She's drinking that Kool-Aid. That sweet, sweet Kool-Aid.
Oh my gosh. It drives me crazy. Also, 85% of crime against Asians is perpetuated by black people.
Right, but they won't talk about that.
No,
so.
They talk about white supremacists. Yeah. And I'm like,
because that's their new dog whistle, you know. It's not about, you can't say racism anymore because they're losing value because they overuse it.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything. To be honest, no one knows what racism actually means. Like straight up, people don't know what racism means.
People have no idea.
They conflate it with just basic majority bias or prejudice. Like they do not know what racism is. So now they have to get something stronger. So they literally everything is a form of white supremacy. That's what they did. They replaced it with. So now even people who aren't white are white supremacists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just crazy. And then I love how people are still blaming Trump for this. Like, he's not in office, but man, are we going to really twist this around and say, well, because Trump called it the China virus and the Wuhan virus, that's the reason Asian crime went up this past year. Asian crime went up this past year because crime against everyone went up this past year. And it has nothing to do with Trump.
Yeah.
But anytime you get a chance to do Trump, white supremacist, racism, like you're just going to throw all those words in.
Oh, and just so you know, the crime demographics that have gone up are majority have been caused by the actual riots, just so you know.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just saying, if we're going to point fingers, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. But that's fine. We tell you the truth.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, and to be honest, the 85% of the crime against Asians from black people, that isn't surprising because black people disproportionately commit more crimes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a culture thing. Like, it is straight up a culture thing, and we can keep going on and on about it. Yeah, it's no good. It's no good. Stop creating a division, guys. Disciplines, keep fathers in the home, you know, good values.
Good schools, work
hard.
That's all it takes.
Yep.
We also had the Colorado shooting.
Yeah, another shooting.
Yeah. This time they didn't talk about race though, because that would have looked really bad.
Yeah.
So we just talked about the one shooter, and then there's 10 victims.
Right. Well, because they're saying all the shooters are white, you know, like angry white men. But see, it doesn't make sense on this one.
Because the kid was Muslim. He's Syrian refugee. Yeah, he was a Syrian refugee.
Yeah, but who are the victims?
Oh, 10 white people.
Oh, it's all white people.
No, racism doesn't matter, though, in this case, because it's against white people, and racism against white people is not a real thing.
Yeah.
Apparently.
In America, there is no such thing as racism against white people.
I just think all of the shootings are sad. And we should feel sad for all the people who died.
I agree.
And the people who shot people should be punished. And it should just be about that.
Yep.
Sad people lost their lives. mad at people who shot up grocery stores.
The reality behind these shootings, guys, is I think a majority of it is, well, either mental illness or it's discomfort with life because of social media and need for attention. I strongly think that's what it's from. People are doing anything to be seen now.
Oh, yeah.
They're told they are nothing unless they have some sort of stake in the game as far as spotlight.
Well, and we glorify murderers and shooters here. Like, I mean, everyone talks about the names and freaking how many documentaries and movies do we have about like Jeffrey Dahmer and all these people? Like, we put them up on this weird pedestal that now people look at and be like, oh, like, I want people to remember my name forever. Right. And instead of doing something successful, they just like go shoot up a grocery store and that's how you'll know their name. Like,
well, and it's sad because if you think about it, like even like that's what you want to be remembered for. You want to be remembered as a horrible person for this, you know, tiny act of a horror. Like, I don't understand because like, and then you're dead and that's it. Like, that's what you want to be remembered for. And it doesn't matter what you believe in at that point, because if you believe in hell, that's where you're going, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Both of these shooters clearly have mental issues going on. Like, the shooter from Colorado said that he thought people were listening into his phone and that Islamophobic people were pinging his phone and listening into all his conversations and following him. Yeah. Like, he's clearly mentally unstable and delusional. Yeah. And we should talk about the mental health for both of these shooters. Like, you know, maybe something could have been avoided. But instead, we're going to talk about the race of people and gun control. Because apparently the gun shot all the people, not the person holding it.
Well, what's more realistic is people that are unstable from being force-fed these narratives from the media and social media. Yeah. By other people getting in these echo chambers where they no longer can see the truth or being indoctrinated, are using these guns for horrible things. Remember, it's not the tool, it's the person using the tool.
Exactly. Like, I'm going to use the example that everyone uses, but drunk drivers, we don't blame the car for crashing into someone. We blame the driver driving that car that ran into someone and killed them. Like, I'm sorry, like, if you're fat and you're doing that to yourself, like, you're the one feeding yourself. Like, we don't blame the food. Like, you blame yourself for not having that self-control or whatever the case may be. It's just frustrating where this is the one instance where everyone blames the tool. And then everyone talks about, like, we need stricter gun laws. Who was it that was talking about we should make gun laws as hard as being able to vote? What talk show host was that?
I don't know, but apparently being able to vote now is super freaking easy because you don't need anything.
Yeah, it was crazy. I forget which talk show host was talking about it, but he was like, we should make it as hard to buy a gun as it is to vote. And I'm like, okay, half the time you don't show your ID to vote. You can register day of. You only need to be 18, and you don't need a background check. I'm like, do you not know how difficult it is to buy a gun? Like, they do background checks. You have to be 21 if you're buying a handgun. Like, you have to have your ID. Like, they
even do mental screenings.
Yeah, a lot of places even do, like, mental, like, wellness screenings. I didn't have to do that when I got my gun, but some places do. Right. I just think it's crazy. Like, and people don't think about the positives. I'm like, so one gun was used to shoot 10 people that day. Okay, what about the millions of other guns in the U.S. that were in that day? Right. Did all those guns, like, shoot people too? No. And there's a statistic that every year between 1.5 and 3 million guns are used to stop violence.
Right, in defense.
Right. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, because one person used a gun badly, now no one deserves to have a gun. I'm like, people are using those guns to protect themselves, to put food on the table. I'm like, okay, so no guns. You're taking that away from a domestic abuse victim. Maybe her attacker breaks into her apartment, and now she has no way to defend herself.
Right.
It's just crazy to me. I never understood why people blamed guns.
Well,
for
and
violence.
because it's like something horrible happens and they need to find something to blame. So then you get a lot of progressives that are always looking to change things, which I completely understand. Yeah. But then they're like, let's take away let's take away, what they say, assault rifles, which that's not what AR stands for, just so you know.
No.
But they're like, let's take away assault rifles. I'm like, first of all, pistols are used 19 times what rifles are used as.
Oh, yeah.
Like, for these shootings.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you want to take all guns away? Because then if you take all guns away, you're only taking them away from the good people that use them, not the bad people, because the bad people aren't giving up their guns.
No.
Then you saw that what happened with the Australian buyback. As soon as the government took away all the guns, what happened? The crime rates rose.
Obviously.
Guys, logic. Come on.
Yeah. I don't know. I say I'm keeping my gun. I'm not
Yeah.
giving it to anyone. And I would love to have people around with guns. That makes me feel safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine. Trained people with guns that should be allowed to have guns. Good people with guns.
Yep.
Not bad people with guns.
Yeah, exactly.
Leading into a DC carjacking?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this just happened. Again, it's another thing that we're not talking about race because that goes against the narrative. And a ton of people aren't talking about this. And I think that's so sad because it's tragic. In DC, a 13 and a 15-year-old girl tased an Uber Eats driver and tried to carjack his car. This 66-year-old Pakistani man. There's a video. I did not watch the video because I don't think I could personally handle that. But I did hear audio from the video. So they're trying to carjack his car. He's holding on to the side of the vehicle. The girls are stealing it. Then they crash and flip it. And the man died. They killed him. And the worst part is, in the end of the video, it just makes me so mad. Like, they killed a man and they're trying to get their phones out of the car as the police are coming.
Oh my god.
Like, you killed a man and you're worried about your cell phone in the backseat.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. Oh, and the girls are black, so no one's talking about it.
Yeah.
13 and 15-year-olds have the gall to go attack a 66-year-old man trying to support his entire family.
Strivers, do I need to say anything?
Oh, it's gonna
Do I need to say anything at all?
Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. On top of that, in New York, some stuff's happening.
Oh, yeah.
More BLM stuff.
BLM, they're really great people.
Yeah.
So, in Rochester, New York, there was a police officer involved shooting. The police officer was found to not have done anything wrong. He did everything he was supposed to do, so there's no charges against him. So BLM decided to protest through the entire city and decided, oh, why not? Let's just trap 100 people in a grocery store. They mobbed and surrounded this grocery store with all these people stuck inside. These people were stuck inside for hours as these people were protesting because it was unsafe for them to go outside. Because these BLM rioters were upset that a police officer was in charge because he didn't do anything wrong. He was doing his job.
Yeah, so I get it because it's all these random 100 people in the store's fault, apparently.
Right? I just think that's so crazy. Yeah, all the people were like hiding and the store's like, we can't leave. It's not safe. It's not safe. And they're there for hours. The freaking rioters outside are doing shit with chalk and ordering pizzas. And then these 100 people are scared for their lives.
Well, yeah, because at this point, what can you expect from BLM protesters and rioters? You can expect that they are going to resort to violence. I mean, Antifa definitely does.
Oh, exactly.
So, was it better off just to stay hunkered down in the store at least, so you can control what's coming in? Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, I completely understand. You don't know what they're gonna do because people be crazy.
Oh yeah.
Moral of the story: people be crazy.
Oh, I know. I wouldn't risk coming out. I'd be like, I'll sleep overnight in here.
You can expect more of this type of behavior because the George Floyd trial is going on right now with Derek Chauvin.
Yes. Right now it's day 2?
Day 3, I think.
Oh, day 3.
Yeah, I think it'll be it's either day 2 or day 3. I think it's day 3.
Either way, early in.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm very nervous.
I mean, here, because he's basically been pronounced as Black Jesus Christ at this point. For some reason, we're heralding and memorializing this dude who was in fact a criminal and died from lethal doses of fentanyl in his system. What it seems to be from so far what they uncovered in this trial is Chauvin was acting under what the actual police department's training was. They actually are trained to kneel down on the neck. Now, not probably with that amount of force, but that seems like a fault of the system. Now, I'm not screaming systemic racism.
No.
And I don't think I don't know if it was racially motivated, but there was obviously an Asian guy doing that. There were other officers doing the exact same thing. I just don't think they acted well. I think he's probably at fault. I don't know if he would have died otherwise.
Yeah.
There was lethal fentanyl in the system. They actually uncovered more video, or for the trial, they actually released more video from an actual,
Body cam.
officer cam, and you can see the whole thing. The dude, even in the video, they're talking about how he's got to be on something because it didn't make any sense what he was saying half the time.
Yeah.
Talking about his mother who was dead 2 years ago. It just didn't make any sense.
He said
He's
he
completely
couldn't breathe, and they put him in the car,
Right.
and they're like, "Well, roll a window down,
Yeah.
like you can breathe."
Yeah.
Like what?
Non-compliant for 20 plus minutes.
Oh yeah.
So at this point, I mean, they even called more officers into the scene. But yeah, I mean, they kneeled on his neck. He did pass out. So I think at the least they should be definitely looking into that police department and verifying how they train their officers, because I don't the kneeling on the neck thing with force. I don't know. I mean, that just
they
doesn't
removed
seem...
that from their police force.
Right.
They can't do that anymore.
Right. I mean, that's not protocol everywhere. That's specific.
Yeah. Well, a lot of police stations use that.
Well, it depends.
If
Right.
it's being used correctly, I don't think he should be charged for murder. You have to have motive and all of that. Like, I
Right.
don't think
Well,
he
what
went out
would they
with
call
the
that?
intention, like manslaughter.
Manslaughter, right.
Yeah. I mean, do I think he needs to be charged with something? Yes.
Right.
Like, you didn't have enough training and you weren't doing it correctly. I think something needs to happen, but I don't think he should be convicted of murder. Like, I don't think he went out there with the intent to kill him.
Yeah.
It's sad, like, what happened. Like, obviously you don't want someone to die at your hands, but I don't think it was murder.
Right.
I just am very nervous about how people are going to react when the trial's all over.
Right, when it's all done, whether it's not... I mean, to be honest, if it's not bad enough, I don't see a world in which... I mean, if he doesn't die or something, people are just going to find more reasons. That basically they use any excuse to go, loot an Adidas store. So
I think either way we're going to have rioting, and that kind of pisses me off.
yeah, it's irritating.
Like, it's going to be celebratory rioting. Like, if he gets charged with something serious, they're just going to go break shit because they can and ruin businesses because they can. And if he doesn't get something severe enough, they're going to riot because it wasn't the justice they wanted.
Right.
But I think either way something's going to happen.
More victimhood. That's all we need. Is more victimhood. But that's okay, because guess what? Candace's new show is out.
Yes.
We watched episode 1 and episode 2.
Fantastic.
It was pretty good.
It was good.
It was a little rough around the edges, but I liked that. I liked the direction, It reminds me of like an actual talk show host.
Very much like a talk show.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I like Candace, and I feel like people don't get to see her personality really because she's just constantly like destroying people on Twitter. Cardi B. So I think this is a nice way to be able to see more of her personality and who she is. And I also really like that she's bringing on all these different conservative people.
Yeah, bringing all these like super, the bigwigs here.
Yeah, like a good variety.
Yeah, you had Ben Shapiro on there, Nicole Arbor, Brandon Tatum, and Jocko was on there.
Yeah.
In this last week, you had Michael Knowles, right?
Michael Knowles.
Brandon Tatum came back on.
But yeah, I really like Candace's show.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see more. I think it's going to get better the more episodes she has.
Right.
We're trying to figure out how to be in the audience.
Yes. Yeah.
Because we need this to happen.
They're like all paid actors, but it's fine.
Yeah, we're also actors.
Yeah, well, yeah, not lately, but...
Well, not lately.
It's fine. It's fine, but Candace is also suing Cardi B.
Oh, yeah.
Should we talk a little bit about that? Because that's funny.
That's hilarious. So, Candace was talking about Cardi B's Grammy performance, and then Cardi B went like crazy off on her, and then was retweeting fake tweets about Candace.
Yeah, it was like a manufactured fake tweet, and then Cardi B retweeted it saying, "Yeah, at least my husband's not a whore or something like yours is. Yeah, I know he was like with girls, or something." And she's like, "Bro, that's not even a real tweet." And now and then Cardi like doubled down on it, stepped in a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And was like, "No, I remember seeing your man, whatever."
It was so funny.
Yeah.
Candace was like, basically like, this is not real. This is fabricated. Like, stop talking. Basically trying to help her out.
Yeah.
And now, no, she just got to double down, make it even worse. So
Yeah.
now she's getting sued for slander.
Yeah, libel or slander. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
against Candace's
Family, because you can't.
Yeah.
They're not public images, so you can't
No.
You can't slander like that. So yeah, Cardi B stepped in a big pile of shit. It's deserving though, because she's horrible.
I'm not a fan. That Grammy performance, like, I'm a dancer, and I was like, oh, this is too far.
Yeah.
Like, two women doing, like, lesbian sex on a bed during a Grammy performance, it crosses the line for me.
Yeah, I just don't understand why we're propping up this kind of behavior. It's like, young girls, look at this at the Grammys. Yes, lesbians. And you should only be valued for your bodies. But wait, not only your bodies. Oh, no, definitely just your bodies.
Yeah, it was so bizarre. I'm like, if you're dancing and you're not wearing a lot of clothes, like, I don't care. Like, I have no problem with that. But I'm like, you're two female artists humping the air, like, while you're, like, scissored between each other. Like, no, that's not dancing. That's, like, pornographic.
Yeah, it's quite, I don't know.
It was so bad. I felt like an old prude. I was watching it and I just went, oh, no. Because I could not believe that they did that.
Yeah, it's rough. Ugh, I can't even.
was
This
so
is what we're
bad.
celebrating now, is this kind of stuff.
I know. I'm like, what about, like, good, like, girl empowerment? Like,
Yeah.
give me some Meghan Trainor. I think she's a good example for young girls.
Yeah,
I like her music.
well, I mean, the music's fine. The music is what it is. I just don't think you should be
Glorifying.
well, and then comparing it with politics. You know,
Yeah.
when politics we're supposed to be, you know, talking about morals and what's good for everyone, and then you're propping up this lady who literally, like, freaking drugged and stole men's money in her previous life before she was famous.
Oh, yeah.
And no one talks about that, and she doesn't even get.
Like, nothing. She's admitted
There's
to it.
no charges to
there's
it,
no
and like
charges.
no one looks into it. Nothing. Guys, this world is crazy. I can't even.
I know.
I can't.
I think you should recreate that music performance.
Yeah.
I would love to see you try and do
Well,
that.
as good as Ben Shapiro. You
Oh my
know.
gosh.
Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass P word.
Anytime I hear that song, I just have Ben Shapiro in my
Yes,
head.
because he speaks so quickly, and he's like, yeah, beat it up, N word. Bring a bucket and a mop for that wet ass P word.
And he doesn't swear. It's just fantastic.
Yeah.
Listen to Ben Shapiro's version. Much better.
Yeah, it is a lot better, actually.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. So back to what I was upset about and why my homage to the opener of the show. Steven Crowder's Louder with Crowder show on YouTube has been suspended for reasons he doesn't really know. They haven't been super open, which they never are.
It's been very generic.
You can watch him on, obviously, Blaze TV, Louder with Crowder. You can sign up for Mug Club
Yeah.
for, I think it's what, $70 for students in active military, $100 for regular subscribers.
Joes.
Right, regular Joes. But yeah, he got suspended on YouTube. He's also been suspended on Twitter, so you can't even follow him on there.
Yeah.
YouTube said it was for the video that he did basically traveling around to public addresses, trying to verifying the address for voter fraud.
Yeah.
Because alleged voter fraud on it.
So for people who don't know who Steven Crowder is, he's a YouTuber. He lives in the US, but he's originally Canadian. He's a comedian that also covers a lot of politics, and he does this daily show called Louder with Crowder, where they cover, like, what's going on. Him and his whole crew, like, make lots of funny jokes. They have guests on. He's famous for the Change My Minds. But yeah, no YouTube for him.
Yeah, he's a conservative commentator and comedian.
Yeah. He's funny. I enjoy watching his live streams because he talks about things and I'm like, don't want to die because the world sucks. Because he's funny and they all make jokes about it. Like, he has this half Asian lawyer and quarter black Garrett. Like,
Quarter Black Garrett, yeah, half Asian lawyer Bill Richmond, the Asian Kraken. And now he's got Dave Landau on there, and Dave Landau's freaking hilarious.
yeah. His show was just so funny. So it's sad to see that they, like, got banned from YouTube.
Yeah, hopefully he can resolve that, but I have faith in the Asian Kraken.
Hopefully.
We'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see.
It was very vague.
Yeah. apparently now it's just with big tech. It's like if they don't like your opinion, you're no longer to share that on their platforms. You know?
Yeah, because they did follow all of like the election rules. They never said that Trump won.
Right.
They never said there's widespread voter fraud that caused the election results. So it's kind of tricky.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Hopefully it comes. We have Blaze. So hopefully we're fine.
Well,
We'll
I'll watch it on the
anyways.
Blaze. Hondo %.
Yes, and you guys should too. Our next story is a little pop news. Meghan and Harry are back in the U.S. Yes, because Meghan says that the royal family is racist and behind the times, and so her and Harry need to not be involved anymore. Yeah, so I thought that was super interesting. And they're talking about how they have no money to live off of besides the millions of dollars his mother left them.
Yeah, how would you feel if your baby came out like half black or something?
Yeah.
Who cares?
No one cares.
Who cares?
She doesn't name names of people who have apparently said these things to her. So I don't believe it. I'm gonna be really honest. I know we believe all women, but I don't believe her.
Yeah.
I don't believe any of it.
Who knows what to believe anymore?
I don't.
Especially since everything is subjective, you know? Truth is subjective.
Oh my God. No, it's not. 2 + 2 is still 4. The sky is still blue most of the time.
I mean, we hope.
Oh my goodness.
You don't know. It may be green for someone else.
You're colorblind.
All right, let's finish her out here. We got Florida and Ron DeSantis.
Yes, good news. We have good news. Ron DeSantis banned critical race theory in all Florida public schools.
Thank God. Maybe we can halt this racism that's happening.
Dude, I'm really liking this DeSantis guy.
Yeah?
Yeah, keeping things open.
He's a young dude. He reminds me of like a jarhead, though.
Really?
Yeah, kind of like someone, I don't know. Yeah, I don't
He
know.
reminds me of a young Trump.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he says what he thinks, which I like.
I really appreciate that. I think he's made a lot of wise decisions.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
He can run for president, and then Trump can run for governor of Florida.
Nah, bro, I'm holding out for Candace Owens.
That's true. Candace, I would love for Candace to run.
Yeah, Candace Owens, Dan Crenshaw, either one of those would be good for me.
Yes. But yeah, he banned critical race theory, which is really awesome. I hope more states start doing that and looking into that.
Yeah.
This is very beneficial. Kids don't need to be taught to hate America.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Bring back some traditional history.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Real history.
Real history. Yeah.
Learn about slavery, but also learn about Civil War and how great Abraham Lincoln was.
Right.
And all the good things.
And how we actually abolished slavery, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And we were, one of the first countries to abolish slavery for good.
Yeah.
We don't learn that shit, though.
No, but...
It doesn't go with the narrative.
The kids in Florida do now.
Well, they're going to. So that's good.
Yeah.
And the last thing we're going to talk about today...
I got my COVID vaccine.
You did? You haven't grown, third eye anywhere?
I did grow a tail. I've been hiding it like the past week.
What?
Yeah. Big furry thing just sticking out of my back.
Damn. Well, I'll learn to live with it.
Yes. So I got my first COVID vaccine. I get my second one in 2.5 weeks. So we'll see what happens.
Okay.
But yeah, COVID vaccines, everyone stopped using the AstraZeneca. Well, European countries did, because apparently it has a lot of really, really bad, super sketchy side effects.
Oh, well.
Oh, well.
We've been waiting a long time. I guess it's worth it in the long run.
I guess so.
Because that COVID, that whole half of a percent if you're healthy, is worth growing that third limb.
Oh, yeah. I'm so excited.
But it's fine. I won't be getting the COVID vaccine unless I'm forced to go into other countries, which I understand. I'm not an anti-vaxxer, but I'm a healthy young boy. I do not need it.
You are healthy. You do not need the vaccine.
Yeah, I'm gonna absorb.
I'm
gonna absorb the COVID like the next superhuman. I don't know. I was gonna say superhero, but I don't even know what that power would be.
Something not great.
Yeah, Captain COVID.
You just stare at people instead of your heat vision. You just give everyone headaches.
Yeah, I'd be like, stay within 6 feet.
So yeah, the U.S. is doing 1 million doses a day.
Yeah, they're ramping it up.
Which is awesome. The county we live in, Davidson County, is over 20% vaccinated. Yeah. So everything started opening up here even more.
It's lovely. It's lovely.
It's so nice. We're literally almost completely open.
Oh, I like it a lot.
I can feel it in my bones.
Yeah, it's getting warm here too now, so that's good.
It's beautiful.
I think that's all we got for you guys.
I think that's it.
That is it for this month's monthly scoop.
Yep.
Make sure that you're commenting on our social media, especially when you post. Been posting a lot of stuff on Instagram.
Yes.
And our Instagram has a lot of cool pictures of me, so I like it.
Of you?
Yeah, of only me. I'm just kidding. There's a
Okay.
lot of Taylor on there,
I would say
too.
there's more photos of me on there, but it's
Hey,
fine.
man.
Yes, like our socials, do all the things.
Do all the things.
Let us know what you want us to talk about next.
Right. All of our socials at Strive Nation Pod. Our next episode will be on April 14th. We'll probably be talking a little bit about Easter, but we'll keep you updated on what the topic is.
Also, check out our affiliate link for Instacart. You can order your groceries for delivery through their app. They will text you if they're out of your product and offer suggestions. They will also not give you shitty produce, which other people do. I'm not going to say a name. Thanks so much for listening. Follow us on all socials at Strive Nation Pod. And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Feel free to show your support and check out our Patreon. And remember, when the world is upside down, Strive Nation's right side up. Have a good one, guys.
Bye.